Hello everyone, good morning to all. I am Ankita Bhagat, your science teacher from Sahjanand English Medium School at Natech. So students, in our previous session, part 2, we were discuss about the conduction method of transfer heat. But in this session, we will discuss about convection method and radiation method. So first we will discuss about convection method of transfer heat. So students, we already know about that in liquid or gaseous form, heat transferred through the convection method. Right? Now what actually happen in convection method? Let us discuss. So when you heat provide, suppose here the container of liquid, right? So when you heat provide to any liquid or gaseous form, at that time their molecule will expand. Their molecule will expand. It means that increase their volume, and the molecule will expand. They become lighter and move in upward direction. It means rises up. Again I repeat, if you provide the heat to any liquid or gaseous form, at that time their molecule will expand. It means increase their volume, and molecule will expand. It become lighter and it rises up. Right? So these are the convection method. Now let us learn the convection method with the help of activity. Here the activity 4.8 is given to you. So the apparatus required for this activity is round bottom conical flask. If you do not have round bottom conical flask, instead of round bottom conical flask, you can take beakers. Right? So the apparatus required is round bottom conical flask, tripod, potassium permanganate, Bunsen burner, etc. Right? Now let us start the activity. First of all, take a round bottom conical flask and then fill 2/3 with water. Fill 2/3 with water. So add some amount of water in the conical flask. So after that, place it on a tripod or make some arrangement to place the flask in such a way that you can heat it by the placing candle below it. So that is given in figure. Place the conical flask such a way with the help of wire gauze. Here the wire gauze is given to you. So with the help of wire gauze, and arrange the Bunsen burner just below it. Right? That is given in figure. So here given the wire gauze and here the Bunsen burner. Right? Now after that place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask. Place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask gently using the straw. So with the help of straw, place the potassium permanganate crystal at the bottom of conical flask. Right? Now heat the water by placing the candle just below the crystal and observe what happened. Right? So after few minutes, we observe that when heat apply on the bottom of conical flask, the molecule of water will expand and hot water rises up. When heat provided to the conical flask, the molecule of water will expand and hot water rises up, right? Now what happens when the hot water rises up? When the hot water rises up, the cold water become in downward direction. When the hot water rises up, the cold water become in downward direction towards the source of heat, right? Now again this water become hot, and again this water rises up, and the cold water became downward direction to the source of water, to the source of heat, right? So this process is continuously running. So due to the violet color, current of going up and down can be clearly visible. So I forgot to tell you the chemical formula of potassium permanganate is KMnO4, and the color of potassium permanganate is violet, right? So due to the violet color, the molecule of water going up and down is clearly visible, right? And this process continuously running till the whole water gets heated, and after some time whole water turns in violet color. So here we conclude that heat is transferred in water by the convection method. So here we conclude that the heat is transferred in water by the convection method. Now let us see one more activity for the heat transfer in the convection method in the air. So through the convection method, heat transfer in air. So the activity 4.9, we see that the heat transfer through the convection method in water, in liquid, and the activity 4.10 is heat transfer through the convection method in air. Now let us perform this activity, right? Now first of all, light a candle, and then after keep one hand above the flame. Keep one hand above the flame carefully, right? And keep your hand at a safe distance from the flame. Here you can see in the figure, keep the hand at the safe distance from the flame so that they do not burn, right? Now the other hand on the side of the flame, other hand on the side of the flame, what happens? See, do your hands feel equally hot? Yes or not? So if not, so which hand feels hotter and why? Let us discuss. So after few seconds, we observe that the hand above the flame feels hotter than the hand on the side, right? So we conclude that the air above the flame gets heated by the convection method, while the convection does not occur on the sides, right? So these are the activity for the convection method in air. Now the next topic we have, that is sea breeze and land breeze. So first we will discuss about sea breeze. Here the definition is given: the air from the sea is called sea breeze. The air from the sea is called sea breeze. It means the wind blowing from sea towards the land is called sea breeze, right? So So what happened in the sea breeze? Let us discuss. Here, during the daytime, the land gets heated due to the sun radiation. Again I repeat, in coastal area, during the daytime, the land gets heated due to the sun radiation. And sea also gets heated due to the sun radiation. But it takes too much time. It takes too much time to get heated as compared to land. Right? So that's why air above the land become hotter and rises up. The air over the land become hotter and rises up, and the cooler air from the sea rushes towards the land to take its place. Right? Now see in the figure here, during the daytime, the land and the sea. So the air above the land is become hotter and rises up when the air above the sea, the cooler air above the sea rushes towards the land. Right? Which complete the cycle. Here again see. So the warm air from the land moves toward the sea to complete the cycle. As a result, sea breeze is happen. Now the land breeze is opposite process to the sea breeze. Now what is the definition of land breeze? Here given that the cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called land breeze. That means the wind blowing from the land towards the sea is called land breeze. So during the night time, the land in the coastal areas gets cools down faster than the sea. During the night time, the land in the coastal areas gets cooled down faster than the sea. And the air above the sea is hotter than the air above land. Here, the air above the sea hotter than the air above land. That's why the hotter air is rushes toward the cooler air and cooler air is rushes towards the sea. This complete the cycle. As a result, land breeze is happen. So these are the sea breeze and land breeze. Now students, our third method of transfer of heat is radiation. So conduction and convection we will complete. Now the next and the last method is radiation of heat. Right? So the transfer of heat by radiation does not require any medium. We know very well the transfer of heat by radiation does not require any medium. It takes place whether a medium is present or not. Right? So if medium is present or not, the radiation method is takes place. Right? For that, best example is sunlight. So all hot objects radiate the heat in all directions. And for that the best example is sunlight. Because sun is hot object and it radiates the heat in all directions. Right? And some another example for the radiation is that is given in textbook. When we sit in front of a room heater, we get heat by this process. And one more example, a hot utensil kept away from the flame cools down as it transfers heat to surrounding by the radiation. Right? And one more example is that when we boil milk or water, you feel that the surrounding the container, the air become hot or warm. due to the process of radiation, right? Why it is? Because it is the hot object which is radiate the heat in all direction. Got it? So these are the example of radiation. So from this figure we will learn about all three kinds of method of heat transfer, that is convection, conduction and radiation. Now let us discuss. So here some woods are burned. Here some woods are burned. And from the burning of wood, the air become hot. The burning of wood, the air become hot and it will expand and rises up. So due to the burning of wood, the air become hot and they expand and rises up. Right? And if you put your hand over the flame, you feel warm because the convection method of heat transfer. So if you put your hand here, you feel warm because of the convection method of heat transfer. But if you put here the metal rod, so you observe that the heat transfer from one end to another end in the metal rod. So the heat transfer from the one end to another end because the metal is good conductor of heat. So here heat transfer through the metal of conduction method. So here the heat transfer through the method of conduction method because both are in direct contact. But if you put your hands here, you feel warm because here the hot object and the water object radiate the heat in all directions. That's why we feel the hot here. Right? So these are the radiation method. So students, I hope you all are understood about three methods, that is conduction, convection and the radiation method from this example. Right? Now the next and last topic is kinds of clothes we wear in the summer and winter. Right? So here question is given, you know that in summer we prefer light color clothes and in winter we usually wear the dark color clothes. Why? Because the dark color object absorb more heat as compared to light color object. That's why we feel comfortable in light color objects. That's why we wear the light color in summer and the dark color in winter season. So with the same concept, the activity 4.10 is given to you. The activity 4.10 is take two identical canes, that is given in figure. You can see in figure there are the two identical canes, black and white. Right? So paint the outer surface of one container is black and the another is white. Then after pour equal amount of water in each and leave them in the midday sun for an hour. So after few hours we observe that the temperature of black color container is high than the temperature of white color container. The temperature of water in the black container is more than the temperature of white color container. Right? So we conclude that the black color object absorb more heat as compared to white color objects, right? Now one more activity is given to you here, the activity 4.11. So the same cans are with the same amount of hot water at the same temperature, that is 60 degrees Celsius. So in this both cans pour the same amount of hot water at the same temperature, about 60 degrees Celsius, and leave the cans in the room or in a shed. Now note the temperature of water after 10 to 15 minutes. So after 10 to 15 minutes, we observe that the temperature of water in the black container is lower than the temperature of water in the white container, right? Why? Because the dark color object loses the heat more rapidly than the light color object. Again I repeat, because the dark color object loses the heat more rapidly than the light color object, right? So here one reason is given to you why it is more comfortable to wear white color or light colored clothes in the summer and the dark color clothes in winter. I already discussed about that. Again we discussed that dark color, the dark surface absorb more heat as compared to white color, and therefore we feel comfortable with the dark color clothes in winter and the light color clothes in summer, because light color reflect the most of heat that falls on them, and therefore we feel more comfortable in light color in summer season. Now again one more question arises, why we wear the woolen cloth in winter season and the cotton cloth in summer season? Let us discuss. Because wool is poor conductor of heat, and also wool fiber trap the air in between them, and air is poor conductor of heat. So these air prevent the losses of heat from our body to the cold surrounding, so we feel warm. That's why we wear woolen cloth in winter. And why we wear the cotton cloth in summer? Let us discuss. So cotton is very thin fiber and it cannot trap air. Thus, it cannot prevent losses of heat from our body. Thus, cotton clothes are warm in summer month. That's why we wear the cotton cloths in summer. So students, our chapter is over here. I hope you all are understood very well. Now next video we will upload in next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.